Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared and I'm back. All right, you guys, it is double trouble time. You know what time it is. All right, it's time to rock and roll and get this party started. Are you all ready for this? All right, come on, flood the comment section. Get this going. I can feel it vibing right now. All right, my countertop right here on my studio is just vibrating. Let's keep this going. Let's keep it humming. All right, let's keep it humming. We're going to get this party started. I've got the comments already rolling in. All right, they're mostly from me and my twin brother, but hey, nonetheless, the comments are rolling in and let's get this going. But please, don't be stingy. All right. Nobody likes a stinge. All right. It's like the Scrooge, right? All right. Nobody likes a grump. Hey, Amy, thanks for tuning in and watching this. And Nicole, all right. Thank you for commenting. Keep the comments rolling in. All right. We want to make this super interactive so that we can make sure that it's viable for everyone. It's going to be shown and visible to as many people as possible. Potable water. I don't know. I'm rapping. All right, here we go. So I'm going to bring in my co-host. All right, the second of the double trouble. All right, he was born second. All right, and his name is Jeff Brown. Here we go. Where is that co-host? Here we go. Co-host. Boom. All right, I think Boom, boom, boom. What is going on, my brother?
What up? What up?
So, man, it is so early your time. So thanks for waking up really ridiculously early. You say it's like, what, almost 4 a.m. your time?
Yeah, it's 4:09 a.m. right now.
4:09 a.m. All right. So any early birds internationally, let me know. Comment, please.
Right, exactly. And if you're watching this live, comment #live. If you're watching this replay, comment #replay. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Let's rock and roll.
You. All right, so let's bring on our guest, our very special guest. So Abby Worthington has been somebody I've been following on TikTok. Wonderful videos, and we got Stephanie chiming in. What up, Stephanie?
All right, Stephanie.
Double trouble time, Stephanie. And she has much like a lot of the people that I admire as far as, the creators and affiliate marketers that I admire. She has a personality, and it's not, she's real and she's raw. What up? I love it. Woo! And she just shares her real authentic self on TikTok, and she equally is the same when she's on Facebook. So I'm thrilled that we're able to connect with her. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I love it when people come on and show themselves, and she falls right in line with Stephanie and Derek Brown. They come on and they're just totally 100% transparent.
Right. So let's bring her on. Here we go.
Oh my God, you guys are hype machines.
Boom!
Hi!
I'm still vibing. I'm still grooving.
I know. It's so good. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm kind of losing my voice because, as I told Jared last week, I was like, I got sick. I can't talk today. So
it happens.
Yeah. What a trooper.
But I'm excited to be here. Amy, I saw Amy's on, and Nicole, and I think
Stephanie.
Stephanie and my pal Jay might be on. So hi everybody.
Nice.
Thanks.
You got the crew.
Thanks.
Yeah. So anybody else from her Facebook group watching, please drop a word.
Yeah, let us know.
So Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah.
That's where you're from. So tell us a little bit about where you're from. Give us a little bit of an introduction for those who may be watching that aren't either in your Facebook group or aren't following you on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah, so I grew up in Lansing. I was born and raised here, but I wanted to get the fuck out. Excuse me, am I allowed to swear?
I guess you just did.
I didn't hear it get censored or bleeped.
Yeah, so
I'll try not to swear too much, but but so I grew up and I wanted to get the F out. I left when I was 17. I moved to Chicago. I went to art school there.
Okay,
And
Chicago. All right, great.
yeah, and so and then I vowed I would never ever move back here.
for real?
Ever.
Why?
Never.
Ever.
Don't go back home.
I just, but life happened, some situations aligned, and my dad was very ill, so it made sense to move back. I thought it was temporary, and then less than 6 months after moving back, I met my husband. So here I am, and actually,
that sounds like fate. That sounds like fate.
it feels a little bit like it, you know. So.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't know that we were gonna that this was gonna be like a love story that we're gonna be talking about. This is pretty cool.
I'm Abby from Lansing, and this is fate.
Hey, we're gonna get into some details tonight.
All right.
Let me tell you, I got an exciting story for you.
So where is Prince Charming from?
He is from Charlotte, which is about 10 miles away from Lansing.
Okay.
So so we met on OkCupid of all places.
Wow.
And we met at a bar for the first time, and he walked in, and I said, I'm going to be with this guy.
So it literally was love at first sight, huh?
Wow.
I'm very close to it. I feel like, yeah.
I love these sort of stories.
What was it? His plaid shirt, or was it maybe his grizzly beard? What was it exactly?
It was. I mean, literally, partially his plaid shirt.
Oh my gosh, I got that right.
He also he also had, I can't remember what it's called, when you have like a mustache and the little
the goatee, right? Or
it's not like it's like a goatee.
Maybe
but it's very like it was
Sanders sort of goatee.
But it was very like distinct, and I was just like, yeah, that's
all
it.
Right. It's got some style. I like that.
Yeah. Excuse me. So so that's how I ended up staying here, and maybe someday we'll do a little bit more moving around. But for now, we're here. We ended up having a very surprise baby almost 3 years ago. His birthday is next Thursday. And so we're old ass parents.
All right. Wow, birthday coming up. So how old is your little one next week?
He'll be 3.
3. All right, very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and he was the exact reason why you wanted to schedule this at around 8:15.
Yes. Yep.
Eastern time.
Yeah. So my husband is trying to get him to bed right now. So I'm probably talking very loud and making it difficult, but we'll see what happens. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, at what point then, Abby, did you look into or get interested in affiliate marketing, and tell us how that journey began?
So my journey began 12-ish years ago.
Really?
Not my current journey, but my
Yeah, right.
overall journey.
Okay.
So
The origin. Okay.
I was living in Chicago, and I was looking for a new position, and they asked me to build like a basic website, and then to do some marketing stuff, like give some examples of marketing. And so um, I did that, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we want." This was all remote, by the way. I did this all
Wow.
like
Okay.
via computer.
Uh-huh.
The job wasn't remote, but like
Right.
then they made me an offer, and I was like, "Cool. Can I come to your office to make sure that this is legit?" Like I would like to like see that there are humans and that you're not
Right.
just, you know. So I go to the office, and it's a very small team. But what I didn't know, or maybe I just didn't understand at the time, was that I was going to be the primary marketer for the company who was a large scale affiliate of a major brand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I got like a very deep dive into affiliate marketing. It's what I would call micro ticket, because they were an affiliate for a coupon company. So that's
Okay.
paid based on prints, redemptions, stuff like that. And while I can't say that like I ever saw the actual numbers, I did get a general idea of how lucrative this business model can be.
Mhm.
So for many years, I said to myself, well, I worked there for 4 years. I
Okay.
did all their email marketing, quite a bit of their social. I managed the blog writers, all that stuff. But for many years, I said to myself, why am I not doing this on my
For
own?
yourself.
And
Yeah.
You're right.
and
Independently on the side at a minimum, huh?
yeah, but here are the reasons that I didn't. And
Okay.
they are: number one, I thought I had needed a list, which you don't anymore. Like that company had a
lot of
very
data.
large list,
Yeah.
um, like 10 times the population of the city I live in. So, like they had a very large
Yeah, that
list,
does help. Yeah.
you know, and like at that point, so it was when I started, it was 2011. Instagram was new, hadn't been bought by
Right.
Facebook yet, or
Mhm.
Meta now.
Yeah.
Facebook didn't even have an ad platform yet. Social media,
It was
organic social media was
yeah.
there, but not nearly to the level that it is now, right?
Mhm.
So
Right. Yeah.
I like stunted myself by thinking, oh, I can't do this for these reasons. And so anyway, fast forward to last year. uh, Fast forward to last year, I had seen a whole bunch of people talking about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, well, blah blah blah," and I was making excuses for myself. And finally, I was like, "I'm just gonna look into this," and I joined an inexpensive course that a lot of people start with, and
Right.
uh,
Okay.
and it opened my eyes to the fact that like, no, you don't need a list anymore. There are so many options, because I mean, like, just the social media platforms that are available now, and how you
It's
can
amazing.
use omni-channel
Yeah.
marketing to like really build a quality list, like a quality following, was something that I just kind of hadn't really even thought about. I had just been using social media for my own personal stuff, and which is
Right.
surprising because I actually work in marketing. But you know, sometimes the most obvious things don't
They
translate.
don't. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, you're
You're
right.
not because you're not looking at them from the same perspective. You know,
Mhm.
sometimes you have to
Exactly.
take a step outside to look in.
Yes, exactly. So while I didn't invest in that greater program,
I'm
and
sorry.
I'm going to admit I was a little bit cocky And I thought, oh, I got previous experience. I can do this on my own.
Okay.
I got
All right.
And then, so I would say probably 6 weeks in, I was like, you know what? I don't got this.
What was it that made you rethink that? What happened?
So I hadn't, at that point, 6 weeks in, I hadn't even gotten a single lead into my funnel.
Right.
And I didn't feel like I was making content that I was happy with. So I felt like I was very much like copy and paste. I didn't have a strategy, which a lot, like, I feel like, I always feel insecure about admitting that because I'm in marketing, right? I should always have a strategy.
Yeah.
But there's a huge difference between more like corporate marketing and marketing your personal brand. So
For sure.
Exactly.
it's sorry, I just had to so I felt like a little bit lost. and so what I did is I started looking around, and I did some smaller courses. I invested in a course that I liked, but didn't end up giving me everything I needed. And then eventually I found the program that I'm in now. But I'm kind of like on this like continual growth thing where I like.
Good for you.
I've always
Not complacent.
No, absolutely not. I've always been like a learner. So I like what I've found has helped me most in my career, like my career, is constantly learning new methods and integrating them into my current methods in a way that works for me, and not just saying like I'm doing one exact thing. And I think that it's really good to start with one thing and get that really tight. But now I feel like I'm kind of progressing to the point where I need to like start learning other perspectives and figure out like the exact things that work for me. So that's a very long answer to your question.
No, I like that. I like that.
The
That's a good answer.
The one thing that you said, Abby, that I 100% agree with, though, is you touched on, you find one thing, you concentrate on that, and I would liken that to like when you go to use social media, find one platform, master that one platform and its algorithm before you go on to like other platforms. Remain laser focused on one thing and master it.
Yeah.
And
so
I was gonna say, what's up, Lambo?
What up, Lambo?
I got the community coming out tonight. Awesome.
Right, yeah.
You gotta love this support. That's awesome.
Rochelle, you need to get Rochelle on this show.
Yeah, she's tearing it up right now, right?
Oh my God, she's killing it. She's in Group G. She's killing it right now.
Crushing it.
You need, get her on here. I 100% agree. Like I love Repurpose.io in that it throws my stuff out to other channels, even though I'm not strategically doing them. But I still, but because of that, like I don't get the same level of people I'm talking to as I do on TikTok. But I do get people who still are like, I have a woman who has now become a friend of mine. She was watching my stuff on Instagram for months, and I had no clue. And I reached out to her on TikTok, and she's like, "Abby, I've been watching you on Instagram for months." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's amazing."
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So you never know. You don't have to worry about perfecting it on other platforms.
Yeah.
But as long as, it can be helpful to still throw stuff out there. So anyway.
So which platform is the one that's your main focal point then?
She kills it on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so TikTok is definitely my main platform. for like top of
Traffic.
funnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then mid funnel, like if we were getting technical here. So top of funnel, where I throw all the goodies, like me being sassy and telling people
I
how
likes me some goodies.
how crappy like some marketers are and stuff like that. Like, but also giving like solid advice from my my career.
Mm-hmm.
Is TikTok. And then when people are interested in just like working with me one-on-one or learning more in-depth stuff, then I move them over to my Facebook group. So I have a lot of...
That's where all the magic happens, right there in the Facebook group.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm working on it. Everything's a work in progress, right? But yeah, I do. I feel like my Facebook group is where I can like really provide value with trainings and the guides and familiarize people who are kind of new to affiliate marketing and also just do some more advanced stuff. So it's, I mean, I'm never going to say I got it all figured out. I am truly a work in progress. I know, but there's so many people who say that. And they're like, oh, but it's so easy.
But like I said, when I brought you on, that's what I liked about, and that's why I don't know, gravitated or navigated towards your stuff, though, is because you're authentic, and I like that. And I think, and that's probably another reason why I admire a lot of the people that, that we've brought on, like Lambo and obviously our mentor, Alwi, and other people, is that I just like it when people are more authentic, because you're right. It drives me nuts when you get this guy, who's saying, I'm taking on 5 new clients to show them how to do 10K a month. And I'm thinking, bro, I doubt you're making 1K a month.
And maybe they are doing great, but the thing is, for me, I want everybody's expectations to be reasonable, right?
Exactly.
So,
real. Mm-hmm.
Let's temper them a little bit. Temper them just a little bit, a smidgen.
You simmer down.
Like, I feel like we all kind of got bit with the it's super easy thing, and that's what got us started.
It is a marketing thing. You're right, but
oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I don't like that type of marketing. So I have always in my own businesses, in my work, always pushed for like being real, right? Like, I don't want anyone to come in and get the impression that just because I've had certain results, they're going to have those results, or just because I say that you can do this, that you're going to do this. And so, like, there's a whole lot of personal responsibility that people have to take on. Like, you can't, I was talking to someone who, a friend of mine today, who was talking about how frustrating it is that people are like kind of implying that they're not getting as far as they want to, and kind of implying that it's like their fault because they came in through them. And I'm like, that's kind of BS, because you have to put in the work, and not everybody's journey is the same. Like, it is what it is. Like, I know this is my long term, and I am invested for the long term because I've seen it firsthand working as an in-house person, right? So this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I know, and I also know that the only real way that you cannot be successful in this business is just to give up.
Right.
Like, it may take
a lot of people
longer.
A lot of people do, they'll come into it, and at like the 3 to 4 month mark, they'll grow frustrated and they're not pleased with their results. They'll start pointing fingers at other people,
and they'll stop putting a quarter in.
My first 3 months, I made $0 first 3 months.
But there's no
It can
quitting
be
you.
it can be very frustrating, and people they will give up.
And I get
Yeah.
that. I get it. It is frustrating because but work is frustrating, and it
Yeah.
really depends upon your level of passion for this. Because when you're passionate about something, then you're going to understand the reason why this is frustrating is because I enjoy this. If something isn't frustrating, it's because you don't have any sort of connection to it. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever, and you're not frustrated.
Yeah. You don't have skin in the game.
Yeah.
And that's part of why I make content the way I do is I don't want anybody coming in and saying, "Oh, well, this was supposed to be so easy." No, I'm never going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm going to tell you you're going to have to work your butt off. I put 3 to 4 hours in a day, weekends longer, but short-term sacrifices for long-term gains.
Yes.
So I work more. I work full-time. I am a mom. I do this. And so I am packed to the limit with my schedule right now with the long-term goal of having a lot more time freedom.
Yes.
So it's not, you can't expect that you're just going to immediately have time freedom and make $10,000 a month.
Hey,
like that.
It's unrealistic. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we all come in with that dream, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, exactly.
You aim for the stars, right? You aim for the stars. Whatever if you come up short, at least you've hit the sun or something, or whatever the saying is. But our homeboy Lambo last week said that is that. In fact, I cut it into a bite-size YouTube short and TikTok clip. Is that he had said that that affiliate marketing is simple but not easy.
Yes, absolutely.
And I thought that was so eloquent, is because the process, like you had said, is that you find your main platform, like in your case TikTok, and then you do send it out to other platforms. But once you get them to, I don't know, opt in or whatever, then you're trying to get them to your Facebook group. And so you've got a process that you're following.
Right.
And I'm not going to go into the whole, full explanation, but you find you got to find your target avatar and so on and so forth. But to simplify is there's a process, and as long as you follow that, then that is simple. The process is simple, but it is work, and work isn't easy.
No, I mean, you're still going to have to put time into it. Like any business that you start, 100%. The first 1 to 2 years are building your foundation. Most businesses are in the red for 6 to 24 months.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Any business. It's just like the thing that kills me, and this is what I hate about how affiliate marketing is marketed. I mean, I get why some people have taken this approach because they just want to make money. And I'm like, yeah, of course I want to make money, but I also don't want to screw anybody over in the process. But like I was thinking earlier today, so I'm 40. I grew up, my childhood formative years were not revolving around cell phones or the internet. Like, yes, we had AOL, right? Like, you've got mail.
So you remember dial-up then?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like
we're in a similar age demographic. We remember that. Yeah.
So like we got our first computer, I think when I was like 11 or 12. It must have been 11. And it wasn't anything fancy. You waited 5 minutes.
Hey, are you on the phone, Jeff? Because I can't dial through, one of those, right?
Get off the phone.
Right, yeah.
And we did, like, I didn't get a cell phone until college. I like our attention spans and our desire to have. Did I freeze up? I can't tell if you guys are giving me crap or not.
Just kidding. But yeah,
the switching.
the cool thing is that the process in the last, say, I don't know, I would even say just the last 6 years, it's crazy how technology has really amplified it, the way we can actually brand ourselves and put information out there. It's incredible because there was back in 2013, Jeff was living in North Ogden, and I was feeding him information about, man, I really want to try to make some money online. And then just kind of like you, Abby, back then it was just, it was hard to get traffic, and so I kind of quit, there was a time where I quit,
lost interest,
put it on, put the brakes on it. And Jeff last year is the one who got me back, in this. And oh my gosh, we've got like some spam here that's, but it's awesome when people try to spam in the comments. It's awesome. But
exactly right.
Look at this.
Right,
oh, okay.
right here during the live stream, we have someone offering us the most spectacular offer we've ever seen in our lives.
Awesome.
Go to dodgehype.com. What a Dodge Hype.
I know, right? I mean, but anyway, thanks for watching on Twitch. It's my Twitch channel. I'm on Twitch, you guys. I'm not playing video games here. I'm not playing games, but but in the last since 2020, since the pandemic, TikTok just boomed, and when that happened, it was just the floodgates opened up, of course.
Yeah,
and it's just a lot of people got noticed, and so it's incredible what we can now do, because you're right. I mean, a guy who a person who wants to go online doesn't necessarily have to have, say, 20,000 followers, whether it's on Instagram, because it's the algorithm, whether it's and some of the algorithms change, obviously that can drive us a little bit nuts as online marketers, but oh my gosh, it's like, once I think I've got TikTok figured out, they change the algorithm, and it drives me crazy a little bit.
Oh,
but anyway.
Gosh, the one in like January just killed me.
I know, right? It's like I'm the king of 200 views per video now. It's crazy.
Well, Derek put up something the other day about like, why does everybody think that followers equal sales?
It does.
And I wrote my essay in answer. I was like, because aliens have invaded their brain to believe that quantity is better than quality.
Right.
Like, really, like, look, I have almost 1,900 followers on TikTok. I regularly cull through that and remove bots and all that stuff. I don't care how many followers I have. I care about engagement.
It's
people who want to be around me. I was talking to somebody last week who has 300 followers and has made over 5 high ticket sales. Like,
yes, say it louder for the people in the back.
That crap does not matter.
I've
got people here in the back. They cannot hear. But that's so true. Is the value that really matters, the quality, because if you're getting engagement, you're getting comments, and you're resonating with somebody. Lambo talked about that last week. I hope somebody can resonate with what I'm talking about. And and that's really it's what's instrumental, is if one of our stories can resonate with somebody, whether it's you being a mom or Lambo who was, working, and whatever story we have, each of our journeys can be different. But if you can resonate with somebody who has maybe a similar journey, then that can really be more powerful than somebody that has 20, 30, 50,000 followers. Look at this. I love this comment right here. That's awesome. That's fantastic. You know, so it's
Yeah.
about quality. And
Yeah.
so again, that's what really drew me in when I first started seeing you on my For You page, okay, is that you're real. Like I'm not gonna say this verbatim because I don't remember the video exactly, but just something like when you'd get a comment, and Stephanie does this too, and I love this, is that when she gets any sort of negative comment, she'll reply it to it in a video as a response. And I think you
Yeah.
had done, and I think I watched that. I'm thinking, wow, she's you know, it's not like she's just one of these you know, digital marketers that just puts a bunch of sugar candy on a video. Is that you're spitting out something that's real? Is that, you know, hey, when you respond this way, I'm going to respond back. I'm like, I love that. She
I think
bites
you might have
sometimes.
seen something on Facebook last week.
Yeah, I did.
Because I ended up having, I literally, I was responding to every single one of this dude's comments. He was commenting on all of my
Yes,
videos.
right.
And I was like, and one of them, I was like, I will literally keep responding to you as many times as I need to. If you are saying that I'm promoting a $7 scam, like, you have obviously not watched my content. Like,
Right, then you're not paying attention.
I ultimately ended up having to block him for some additional reasons.
Good for you. Good for you. But it's
But like, I just was like, this is entertaining to me because like I know
it's
and
adding
I
to your
can get
engagement.
in.
Yeah,
I will have a private conversation with you
right.
about why it is not a scam. But like
Right.
he was like invested and wasting so much of his time commenting on every single one of my
Right, and
videos.
Lambo's right here. Lambo's right. Is it adds to your engagement? It actually gets you more
Yeah.
views and more
I was
comments. when
telling
people
him
do
that too. I was
Yeah.
like, you just keep commenting, sir. You
Right.
just keep commenting.
Yeah.
Keep them coming, please.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a fun day last week. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, there are always going to be skeptics out
Yeah.
there that, you know, people with negativity,
What do you do? You know,
spewing out the negativity.
that's
But
not whom we're targeting. You know, and that's
But
not
at the same time, if that person took half of the energy he spent taking the time to comment on all my dang videos,
right. Then
like,
what are they really doing? If you know what I mean, it's like if
yeah,
they're putting that much effort into commenting and responding, it's like really.
yeah, just use that energy on something positive for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes it to me. It says a lot to their character. I think Lambo said that is he had alluded to. I can't remember his comment. Is it shows the real you, because when someone's responding that way, it's generally because, okay, I'm going to generalize here, but generally they're miserable.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah,
happy, and they're trying to
they've had a
bring
lot
you
of
down.
failures. Yeah, they've had a lot of failures.
It's just the case, you know, and we may get some trolls that are going to respond in a negative way and bring me down with that comment, but that's just my opinion.
Maybe they'll do some self-reflecting. I mean, I feel like I have been in that dude's position where I was just like upset about the world, and so I just wanted to throw it everywhere. And
You know,
like
yeah,
for him, for some reason, something about me hit him like smack between the eyes, and he was like, "I'm gonna
it
target this
made him
girl."
respond. Yeah,
But and like, but I literally, I think in the comments said, I feel really bad for you because this is what you feel like is
right.
constructive use of your time. Like
It never is productive. It never is.
It is.
Yeah.
It makes me sad. Like, and I'm not gonna say I haven't been there. I've been that troll. I'm not gonna lie.
But the difference is I think sometimes
you've been the naysayer.
Not for this specific thing, but there are other things. I'm not doing that shit anymore. Like, don't worry. But like, I've worked on my mindset enough to realize that that is not the way I want to spend my time.
Yeah, it's not productive.
But I've been that person, not necessarily on social, but like in my social life, you know. Yeah, so
right, and I'm a person with empathy. In fact, it comes naturally for me. And so I can totally put myself in somebody's shoes. I may not totally condone or approve of their actions, but I totally get it that maybe they've had a bad day, or a
Yeah.
bad week, or a bad month, bad 6 months, bad year. I don't know, and
Yeah.
something in their life has made them, a little bitter, or it's hard for them to be happy because they're seeing other people happy. And why did I lose my job and this person's having success? And it can trigger something. I
Yeah.
totally can have empathy and try to imagine how that they may have some sort of
Right.
negative sort of trigger and reaction to what you may be doing. I could totally get that. We've all
Right.
had bad things happen in our lives.
But you bring up an interesting point, which is how you react to other people's success
That
Yes.
is your
is a
choice.
huge indicator of how how you're approaching life. So like
Yes.
I've been in marketing for half my life, right? And I see all these people who are not in marketing having smashing success. And that is awesome. Like, I'm really happy. I also think that people with marketing backgrounds get in their own way with affiliate marketing sometimes, but we don't need
Yes.
to go
Yes.
into that. um, but but if someone else's success is triggering you, uh,
In a negative way.
in a negative way, there's something going on. Because if you can just reframe it to use that as your inspiration to grow, then you're golden. Like, and that's what I
Well learned.
do every time I get like a little defeated or I go into my like fixed negative mindset. I'm like, why am I feeling upset that someone else is having success? They don't deserve success less than I do. Like,
Yeah.
I just need to like continue working and honing who I am in the world so that I can get there. Like, and like I say this all the time, and it is so true. Everybody's timeline, everybody's journey is different.
It's different.
And
Exactly. And everyone moves at a different pace and distance to have
yeah,
that success.
yeah. And there are so many variables that are out of our control too, that like you can't worry too much about it. Just keep being persistent. You switched again.
What do you mean?
You switched sides again.
I
I've
didn't
always
do
been
anything.
on your side. I've always been right here.
I'm in your corner, Abby. I'm in your
I'm
corner.
rooting for you. I'm one of your biggest supporters.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So, do you want to hear the big story of my why?
I absolutely want to hear that. I love the
Okay.
why. Mm-hmm.
So, this is not intended to be a sob story. It's just a big part of how I got to this place. And that is, so 3 years ago,
Time you had
last week.
So this is what around the time you had your baby 3 years ago?
Yes, I'm gonna put this all in some crazy context. So 3 years ago, my dad passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear
A
that.
week ago. Yeah, like I said, not a sad story. I appreciate that. But yeah, and then the next day I had some like weird feelings going on in my stomach, and I was like, what's up with that? Like, it was something new, but like I was like, well, I've never had a parent pass away before, so maybe this is just grief.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like I think it was like 1 week later. My husband was at work because he was a grocery worker. So my dad passed away, and then I took 3 days off of work, and then the day I was supposed to go back was when Michigan shut down for the pandemic. So I didn't end up going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I had all these weird, and I was sitting on the couch. My husband was a grocery store worker at the time, so he was still at work. And I was sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden, I just like see my stomach go, like, and I feel like it's like I'm getting punched in the gut. I'm like, I don't think these are grief pains. So I go and I get a pregnancy test. We had been told I would have to have hormone intervention in order to get pregnant. I had taken 2 negative pregnancy tests a couple of months earlier, and I had also been in like a horribly stressful job. So plus my dad was dying, right? So all of these things meant that I had no clue that I was pregnant.
Okay.
So I ended up being almost 7 months pregnant.
7?
Oh wow, 7 months? And you had
Without
no idea, like
having-
you didn't have morning sickness or anything like that?
Well, I've always had like a stomach issues.
All right. Yeah.
Like, so like it didn't seem that weird to me.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it was the winter, so I was like depressed, which is not unusual for me. I have seasonal affective disorder. So like not in retrospect, a lot of the stuff I can look back and be like, oh, that
Right.
that might
Anybody
that
can
was-
play Monday morning.
That might have been a pretty good clue.
But I had been told I couldn't get pregnant without intervention. I had taken negative pregnancy tests when I had indicators that I might be, and then all this other stuff. So I just assumed it was stress. And then, so I was almost 7 months pregnant, and then I ended up having him 11 days after that, 2 months early.
Wow. So you literally were feeling the baby kick at 7 months, and then just two weeks later you had the baby?
11 days later.
11 days later. Wow.
And so he was obviously in the NICU. He was because he was 2 months early.
Early.
And we went into the hospital, and they actually tried to stop my labor. Didn't work. So anyway, but they were like, we just want to keep you from having him for like 2 more days, because when your fetuses, the development by day is really important. So anyway, they were like, we want to keep you till 32 weeks, just because then there's like a significant risk goes down. And so then he was in the NICU, and for 5 weeks, I didn't have to work, because we were shut down for COVID. I mean, not that I probably would have been working anyway, but, and I'm going, I'm just, my time is spent going between home and the NICU and sitting and holding him and thinking about, holy crap, how are we going to care for this child? My husband and I at that.
I mean, that literally put everything into perspective for you, huh?
Yeah, so much.
Wow.
And so that was kind of the hopping off point, where I had a business that I was building that was just vintage resale. And I started scaling that, and I did that pretty successfully, but the work that went into it, you can scale your sales, but you can't really scale the profits exponentially. It's like a 1-to-1 basically.
Okay.
There are ways to do it with resale, but not on the level I was at. And then I had a print-on-demand business of my own designs that I started shortly before I did affiliate marketing, and that has had some success. I haven't made tons of money with it, but then I found affiliate marketing again, and I was like, this is where it is. I've seen it firsthand, exactly how much. I shouldn't say that. I've seen firsthand the level of income it can bring in, because when I was at that company, our bonuses were based on specific metrics, and they were monthly, and it was good money. So
there's huge potential, and it's a $12 billion industry.
16 now, 17 now. Yeah, it's huge.
What?
Yeah, it's huge. Uh, so I was like, I just like had that realization. I was like, I've been thinking about doing this for years. I kind of realigned and realized, by going through that inexpensive course that that there were new opportunities available.
Mhm.
And so that's where I'm at, and my crazy story that got me here. But that is what truly clicked me out of this. Like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't have a list thing, and into like, yes, I can freaking do this.
Yeah.
And it is
Absolutely.
a process, and I'm not saying I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year doing this, but I see growth every month. So
So,
Good for
if I
you.
may
Good for
ask
you.
you, Abby, if I may ask you, along the way in this journey, who has been your biggest influence or support along the way?
gosh, I have this is hard. I have probably 10 people that have been really, really
Yeah, can we drop
influential for
some?
me.
Can we drop some
Yeah.
dime? Can we drop some
Okay.
dimes here?
Okay. So the program that changed stuff for me was Passive Income Blueprint, which
Mhm.
I'm sure you know that Derek and
Stephanie.
Steph are a part
Stephanie.
of.
Mhm.
So the coaches in that program have made a huge difference for me. That's Eric Porter, Barb McGowan, and Anthony Arfine. I can never remember how he wants his last name
How he
pronounced.
says it? Yeah. That's all right.
But the woman who introduced me to that was Terry. Terry goes by Retire with Mima on TikTok, and she is
TikTok. Yeah.
incredible. She is, I don't understand how she has enough time to support so many people while also working full time and running her business. Like, I
That's
just don't get it.
incredible.
Like, she's
Yeah.
insane. But then I will say that Steph and Derek have also been huge supporters, even before I
Very.
was in PIB. And
Mhm.
and then we have Lambo, who like randomly jumped on a live with me a while back, and then we started talking, and he has been
He's
so like
he's
he's just like
awesome.
the best.
He's amazing.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't want to forget anybody, but then my friend Rochelle has also been incredible. She
Mhm.
thinks that it's a one-sided
Props,
thing where she's
props
like,
to
oh, it's a
props to
one-sided thing.
Rochelle.
I get so much
Props
from
to
you,
Rochelle.
and but really she gives me so much. And then there are a few people who I'm not going to name because they have become friends, but they're not like, they're kind of in a transition, that are not like, big time affiliate marketers, but are working
Mhm.
their way up, who just inspire me every damn day, so
I'm blushing right now. I'm blushing right now. Blushing.
oh, you guys,
Oh
I
my
love you
gosh.
guys.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
so
Wow.
flattered.
Wow.
Flattered.
Wow.
Okay, so you said also before, so you, especially when you first came in, you felt like you were doing things without a strategy. Okay,
Yeah.
so at what juncture was it when you joined your current program? Did you feel like that you finally found the
Your map or
strategy that you
direction.
needed? Right, the GPS coordinates and the mentor.
Absolutely. Like I said, I had done a few other programs, and
Mhm.
they were good, but they weren't quite what I needed. I actually, when I started with PIB, I started with the 12-day masterclass,
Mhm.
and I, I went through it, I implemented as I went, and I made my first sale. Okay, so I had 2 leads before I started with PIB for
Okay.
like
All right. All right.
2.5 to 3 months. I started with PIB, started implementing. I made my first sale within a week of implementing,
That's
and
really good. That's really good.
yeah, and I was like having real conversations with people. I like knew exactly how I wanted to make content. I was obviously much worse at it than I am now, but
Whatever.
but it was like but like I suddenly had a strategy I started implementing, and I saw the results immediately.
Yes.
And so I then went up to the mastermind, which is like the 12-day is amazing. It is ideal for people who are like not ready to like fully invest, but know they need more than like a cup of coffee costing course, right? And it's like super in depth with TikTok and strategy. And then the mastermind is just like all the socials and on like the same level of depth, if not more.
Wow.
And so I have felt, I feel like I have a way of moving forward. And I'm also, yeah.
So the more you learned, the more you felt like you needed to invest in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also this week jumped into Group Juice because I want to continue. Well, first of all, I want to have
juicy.
I want to have offerings that I believe in,
right?
And I want to be able to help each individual based on where they're at and what they need. And while I 100% believe in passive income blueprints, no program is one size fits all. You have to resonate with the people.
There are a lot of programs out there that are very good programs. Yeah. But what you said just now is correct. I mean, every program is not one size fits all. And I think it's up to that mentor, really, the mentor and coach to help customize it to the the student. Yeah, tailor fitted, customize it.
And also different people want to run their businesses differently, right?
Differently.
So,
Like
I still fully intend to go through Jonathan's program in the near future, but I'm not one of those people who's like, I'm just taking on all the things so that I can overwhelm myself.
No.
I have a very strategic way I'm doing
I like
it.
That. I totally think that's a better approach.
And that's good. That's good. You don't want to chase all the shiny objects and get distracted.
Right. I'm not trying to do everything at once. I was originally going to do Jonathan's first, and then a specific thing happened that made me go that direction first. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going, because sorry, I keep having pop-ups. But I just, I want to be able to talk to people where they're at and give them the best solution for them. And there are some people who are like, I want to be omnipresent and I know what I'm going to send them to.
Right.
There are some people who are like, I really, I don't like dealing with technology and funnels. I know where I'm going to send them. So that's where I'm at. That's my ultimate thing. And then I'm also kind of building out a low ticket training program since I have the experience in that and how to build that on the back end. So,
so when you're interacting with your audience, you're identifying exactly what their problem is, so you can help solve and give them a solution based on where they are.
Exactly. Yeah. So, that's my ultimate end goal. It's just to be able to have real conversations with people, and when they say these are the problems I'm having, I can then say, I have literally been through this program. I believe in exactly what it's teaching, and this is what I think will help you the most. I don't think that everybody should go through every single program. I think there's a lot to be said for choosing a program and sticking with it because of my background. I feel like, and because I've been in marketing, I feel like I am able to approach it without getting overwhelmed. And
right.
So I would not recommend that a lot of people do it this way.
No, I get it. Yeah. Because too many people get distracted, or their success gets derailed because they try to go after this thing and
they're chasing too many strategies at once, right? So yeah, yeah. I'm able to, like, personally, I'm able to compartmentalize, and what I'm really good at doing is taking the strategies that work for me from one place and then adding them to strategies. I think I mentioned this earlier, and that's
Mhm.
what I've done in my professional life for years. So the way I'm approaching it and how I am going to be able to help people is different than how some other people, and that's not
Yeah.
better or worse. This is just how
Yeah.
I know that I can customize what what I bring to the table, I guess. So
Right.
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're having real conversations here. This is Double Trouble. And our guest here is Abby, the money marketer. So
That's double trouble number 1, and I'm double trouble number 2 over here, right
Who's getting
here.
value though?
I
Hashtag
know.
value.
I know, and that's what
Boom!
but
Did you feel
going back to
that?
that's really what I wanted to go back to, Abby, is my question is that there is a little bit of a trend that I've seen in the people that we've interviewed from your circle, or there's the passive income. What is it called again? I'm sorry, I don't want to mess it up.
Passive income blueprints.
There we go. Yes, passive income blueprints. There's a little bit of a trend that I'm seeing, and I wanted to ask you. So Derek Brown, whom we've interviewed, we think highly of. We admire him. We obviously totally respect Stephanie. We've interviewed her, and we've interviewed you. And the trend that I'm seeing is that each one of you is just totally real. And and I guess my question
Genuine,
is that
authentic,
that something that in their mentoring or their guidance that they try to teach people not to be a robot, or is that just something that all of you have come together and said, we're going to do this?
100%. Like one of the first things you're taught is that copy and paste is not how you're going to build a quality audience.
Okay.
You need to approach it from not to say you can't do research and be inspired by other people, but you are not to exactly pull other content. And I think there are very few programs that actually teach that, but there are some that teach that. I'm sure we've all know about. But yeah, that's one of the first things is really so we are encouraged to utilize catchier, more viral stuff only in 1 to 2 posts a week. It's good to use that to increase engagement, but then the bulk of our posts we are encouraged to make value posts, talk about our journey, tell our story, and just provide value in general. And I think that is build our personal brand, and I think that is super important. Everybody, yeah, and I have gone a little off script. I like my Facebook group. I think that experimented between. Sorry, I just am getting a bunch of notifications. I've been experimenting between a direct funnel link, a direct Facebook link, and now I'm doing a different experiment just to see what works the best for me.
Yeah.
And so far the results are still not in, but
inconclusive.
The jury is still out.
But yeah, I think that it's a big thing to just be yourself. I mean, I think Eric is a really strong illustration of how personal branding can make someone successful. He's not all polished. He is very straightforward. He's very straightforward. He's rough around the edges. He spent a number of years in prison for some, things he's not proud of. But I mean, none of us have.
Nobody's perfect. I mean, even David Sharp of Legendary Marketer is a drug recovering drug addict, and so someone who is telling their story, to me, that almost makes that person more credible in my mind. Versus
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Versus somebody who's putting on this big show about how I'm
pretending to be somebody they're not.
Yeah. And I think that so I've worked in branding for a long time, and I think the thing about being yourself in your content is that it's sustainable. It's not sustainable to pretend you're something else for years, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to build a sustainable business, you have to create your content in a way that is comfortable for you. Like if you don't, if you're not into like using scarcity tactics, don't do them. If you're not into pressure sales, don't do it. If you are not into income claims, don't do it. Do what is comfortable for you, and that's how you're going to build your brand. People will be drawn to you because they like how you market yourself, how you market the things that you care about.
Boom! Abby's dropping some value bombs here. You don't need to take some notes.
Totally true, though. For years, I pretended I was Jeff. It did not work for me. It did not work. I no longer.
He still is. He's still pretending to be me instead.
All right, I stopped last week. I stopped last week, though.
You guys are so funny. Awesome. Yeah. So that's my general takeaway is, and it's how I'm like getting more and more comfortable every day. I did not really like the idea of being on camera when I first started this, but I was like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I made myself do it. And I talk to a lot of people who are scared. I have one gal that I've been working with, and she just decided she was going to do it. And like a week ago, she started, and she already has had a couple of people who are like, oh, I really like your content. I want to learn about what it is. And like, she is scared to be on camera. But you would never know. You would never know.
When we do uncomfortable things, I think that's when we develop and we grow. And
absolutely. 100%. There's awesome. There's no way to grow without that discomfort. We feel it very much as adults.
Abby. Can you say that again, please? Just one more time.
There's no way to grow without discomfort. Is that what you want me to say?
Yeah, that's a great one. That is one I'll actually probably make a TikTok clip or YouTube short right there. That seriously. No.
I got
cut it up right there. Just cut it up.
I got a better thing for you though, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately, especially having a young child. There are things that you do as a kid that shape you, and you're much more willing to do uncomfortable things as a young child because you don't know any better, right?
Right. You're ignorant.
But then as we get older, the things that we do, maybe, but maybe not, because because we stop taking risks, because instead of learning from the ones that help us grow, we're afraid because the ones that didn't, because the risks we took that didn't work.
Choices, right?
Right. But instead of learning from them, we're more cognizant in our thinking. And so we think, because that didn't work, I shouldn't do it again. When really you should do it again, but learn and improve from it.
I love that. You're totally right. Because, it's kind of like as a child when you inadvertently put your hand on the stove or something, right?
And we had that.
Right.
We had that last week. Our son touched it, and he got a little burn, and it was devastating for him, but he's learning not to do that.
So it's
But
totally natural when something bad happens to say, "Oh, I don't want to experience that again." But
yeah.
if you do it, if you learn from it and then go about it differently, you know,
Right.
you may not have that pain, and you may develop and grow and do it differently and still move forward. And
to clarify, Jared, Jared is not saying that you should keep putting your hands on the stove.
Right.
Because that's
don't
actual danger.
Injure yourself. Right.
That's actual danger. And that is what you are supposed to avoid. That's what your fear response is supposed to help you avoid.
Right. It's a
but
metaphor.
Often in the process, it allows in the process, you often end up avoiding things that are actually going to help you grow.
Right.
But don't put your hand on the stove.
We're just using metaphors here.
Yeah, I mean, but in essence, we will learn to do it differently, like put oven mittens on.
Right. You know? Oh, yes, that's a great point. Yeah.
Okay?
So turn the temperature down. I don't know, many things, but we do it differently.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
exactly.
Just putting all together.
So many times in life, though, it's so easy to take the path of the least resistance.
Right. Yeah. Okay? Absolutely.
Or to do something that's easy and convenient rather than taking the path of resistance, you know? So let's get comfortable doing the uncomfortable, folks.
But easy and convenient is how you get stuck.
You do. Complacent.
So you can't. You're not moving forward. You're not going to change your life if you're not willing to change your day to day. So,
boom!
Another one. I love it. All right. So I'll tag you, but I am going to be splicing these up and putting them on Facebook Reels, Instagram.
Oh, I'm excited.
TikTok, and I'll tag you. But
awesome.
Anyway, I know that we've had you on for a little while.
He doesn't even tag me.
I could talk all day. I'll come back. I'll come back another time. Don't worry.
All right. So thank you for coming on and spending so much time with us. We've gone over a little bit, so I seriously value all of the information. Appreciate I love your content, and seriously, it's an honor to have had you on our show. Thank you.
It is an honor to be on your show. I have loved you guys since basically day one of starting. I think, Jared, I followed you very soon after I started. I followed you when I made my most recent account, which was at the beginning of November, I think. But
yeah, it was about November.
But
you had to switch. I remember that you had to switch because anyway, we won't get into that.
Long story, but TikTok hates me. Whatever. Hates all of us.
Oh my gosh! Don't get me started. I had like three things against my account at one time, but I've grown and they're gone now.
That's
they're
good.
Gone. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because our mastermind has Facebook chats, and you'll see it trending what they are targeting, what TikTok is targeting.
Yeah.
Like whether it's the link in your bio or it's what was the other thing that happened recently? Or they're just like, so they were taking links down for a while, and then they were just banning accounts if you tried to put links up. And you just see the trends of what's happening based on like people posting like, this happened to me today, this happened to me. And it's like, it'll go in phases, and every time it goes in that phase, everybody's having the same issue.
Yes. And I can't remember what it was exactly, but it's better to now, unless it changes tomorrow, but it's now better to hit the plus sign than to use the word follow. If you put follow, you may not get as many views. So if you put
there's always something.
I know.
I actually call BS on all of that stuff. I say all the things.
Say whatever you want.
I'm like, I haven't noticed any major difference.
For the longest time, remember they said, "Oh, you can't say link in my bio. You got to put it some other way, like blink in my Lio."
I know. And there's like, so a newspaper or a news, not necessarily paper, a news outlet, and I can't remember which one it was, did a study where they posted 2 videos with the same content, one not using all of these phrases that are like taboo, and one using them, and they basically posted them like within a minute of each other, right, to see which one would do better and if it was actually affecting them. The one that had all of the banned phrases did better. So I really don't care. I just am like, you know what? My content provides enough value. If they're gonna like, here's the one thing I did know. Okay, so I haven't experienced anything where I'm like, oh, me saying Facebook is a big thing. But I will sometimes say my private group or blah, blah, blah. But here's the one that I definitely know that I screwed up on. I did a text on screen when I was volunteering for my Kiwanis Club. And we were doing a poker fundraiser, and I wrote text on screen and like something about having this business allows me to spend my day volunteering at a poker tournament, at a poker fundraiser. I said fundraiser, but I said poker, and they were like, no. They were like, no, no. What?
No poke her. No, they didn't. No poke anybody.
They didn't remove it, but I literally, I think to this day, only have 12 views on that video.
Yeah.
It might be slightly more by now, but yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
They were like,
I mean, I'm gonna go back and look at that one.
My strikes were that I was, not that I'm, promoting a lot about money, but and it's weird because I see some digital marketers getting away with this, and I don't know if it's because they've got a great following, and so maybe they're not watched as closely, but I've noticed that whenever you put anything about money in a dollar sign, that's where I've gotten my I've gotten my video. I've got a restriction on my account is when I've ever put down a dollar sign on my text on my screen, and so naturally I've just stayed away from that. Yeah, and I've tried to rephrase it like the way Ollie, our mentor, has taught us is that you just remove the dollar sign, and then you could put. You could put the 1,000 there, but you just don't put the dollar sign, anyway. But that's why TikTok, that's why they told me that I was restricted 3 times because I was putting dollar signs on. But anyway.
Well, and honestly, if somebody reports you for any random reason, they just give you a thing and then you have to appeal it.
You're marked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're just watched like somebody who has like a red sports car, right? It's like, oh.
I stopped marking comments as violations because I was noticing that I was getting violations because suddenly I was getting paid more attention to because the actual spam comments I was getting and marking as spam were causing me to get violations. And I was like, peace out.
So instead of reporting them, you just delete them?
I just delete them.
I don't delete them. Do you?
Sometimes I just put a thumbs down and just write spam in capital letters underneath the comment. Yeah.
I like that. I like that because
I experiment with it. If I notice it's the same person doing it multiple times, I'll block them. But yeah, I used to report all of them, and I would.
But it's just insane to me that someone thinks that by doing that's going to actually build a sustainable business. It's just crazy.
I don't think they're concerned about sustainability. I think they're bots that are just trying to get money.
Right, exactly. So. They're bots.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway.
But anyway, I'm using my second microphone right here.
Something happened to this other microphone.
My other microphone's not working, so I'm going to my water bottle microphone. Again, by the way, it's a little watered down right now. Most of it is bots. You're right, Lambo.
You guys are so fun. This has been a joy.
Again,
Well,
yeah,
thank
it's
you.
been our pleasure.
Thank
We
you.
need to wrap this up. We can do this all day.
I mean, I could too.
Let's do it again.
Maybe
Yeah.
let's have a marathon next time.
Yeah. And if you're going live in your Facebook group and you want to invite us, it's always reciprocal. We'll.
Oh, heck
Well,
yeah. I would love to have you guys on for an interview sometime, actually.
For sure.
I'm trying to be better about that. I did Steph, and then I did Michelle, and then I've taken a couple of weeks off because sickness and things. But I would love to have you guys on. I think that'd be great. So.
All right. Cool. Well, get well. Continue to take some vitamin C, and I hope that your little one has a great birthday next week.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Boop.
Boop. All right. There we go.
You.
I know. Yeah. But super informative, just great value, which doesn't surprise me because she puts out just great value when she's putting out her TikToks. And so I'm super glad that we were able to have her on, Jeff. Wow.
I lost count of all the value bombs, right?
Seriously.
At some point,
it was like a B-52,
just
and she was dropping them. But so I'm going to I'm seriously going to make some short videos out of these really nice clips. And if you found value,
cut them up.
If you found value like we have, please drop a comment, share this. Don't be stingy, because if you found value, we found value, then somebody else could equally find value in this as well. So please don't hesitate. All right. Don't even put a hesitate in your finger. Just crush that share button. All right. And make sure you drop a comment and put value like Lambo has, hashtag value, like our other people here that have been commenting.
Not only that, if you have any questions, drop the questions. We will answer them personally, reach out to you. And or if you'd like to be a guest on our show, reach out to us.
Double trouble.
Right? And we'll get you on the Double Trouble show.
That's right. You'll be in trouble just like everyone else, and you'll get interviewed. All right. We'll drill you with so many questions. All right.
You have no idea.
But we'll have fun. All right. If you don't, then we'll give you your money back. All right. We really don't charge you, but
we don't charge anything.
Or at least not anymore. Anyway, thank you for watching, tuning in. All right. I'm going to say peace. I'm out. Where's that outro? Where did you put it, Jeff? Where'd it go?